cool earbuds in a distinctive case. Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the Monster Audio DNA Go Bluetooth earbuds, and they're pretty sweet. You can see they have a very distinctive triangular design both in the earbuds themselves and the case, which I really like. And they actually feature really great sound. So they're powered by 12mm drivers, which gives you 20 to 20,000 hertz frequency response and a sensitivity, this is high, of 110 decibels plus or minus 3 decibels. I will tell you, I have rarely had earbuds that get this loud. These get so loud that if I'm at 2/3 volume on my iPhone, that's just about the top limit of the volume I can handle. So if you complain that all of your earbuds and headphones are just too soft, even when you have your source device maxed out, these might be your solution. These get rockin' loud. Now, they also feature NFC pairing, their Qi charging case, so you can just plop this onto your wireless charger if you want. If you don't want to do that, you got a USB-C charging plug, and I just want to point out that they ship with the nicest charging cable I've seen in a long time. And not only that, but the end has this kind of dorky adapter, but I guess you could cut it and take it off if you want, because it's USB-C on both ends with a USB-C to USB-A adapter. So really nice that they have so many different options. I really appreciate that. And it also ships with, this is kind of overkill, 11 different sizes of ear tips. Now, I don't really understand why they have so many, but they do, and actually, yeah, it's interesting. So I am wrong. They actually have space for 11, but there's 1 on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's actually 9 different sizes of ear tips. And again, I don't really understand why they have 9 sizes. There's not like comply foam versus rubber or anything like that. They all look like the same ear tips. But obviously, the good news is tons of sizes, which is super important because any of these sort of devices that you're going to put in your ear canal, you want to have the right size ear tip because that will make a huge difference. Where you most notice that is with the bass response. If you've ever put in ear tips or earbuds and then played some music and said, there's no bass at all, dude, what's up with that? You realize you got the wrong size ear tips on. And that's the challenge of one size fits all, because one size doesn't really fit all. They're going to be either too big for people with small ear canals or too small for people with big ones. So I like lots of ear tips. And when I switch these out to what I assume are the large or extra large, big ears, then it made a huge difference. Now, let's go back to the charging case, because dropping your earbuds into the case for 15 minutes will give you another hour of playback. That's nothing to write home about. I've seen a lot of devices where 5 minutes gives you 2 hours and things like that. But at least you could drop them in for 15 minutes and get another hour, which I assume translates to if you put them in for an hour, like while you're taking a break to have lunch or something, then you probably got the rest of the afternoon covered, which is great. Now, the ear tips themselves will run for 7 hours, plus or minus, depending on what volume you have them set to. As with all these devices, if you have them on maximum volume, you're going to get minimum battery life. That's just how that works. But 7 hours plus 3 more charges gives you a full 24 hours without having to go near any sort of electrical source. And they are IPX5 waterproof. If you need to, you can rinse these off under that faucet, which is pretty sweet. And they have AptX audio, which is a really nice, much richer audio source. So I'll talk about the sound and I'll give you a demo in just a second. Let me just run through the last couple of specs. Bluetooth 5.2, the latest version of Bluetooth. One of the big improvements on Bluetooth 5 is that individual ear tips on a device like this actually are much less likely to get out of sync or unpair. So they generally will stay connected as a single unit to your device forever. So super important. As I said, it has NFC pairing. It also has an MFC button on the ear tips. So let me give you some close-ups. So here's the ear tip, and that triangle with the Monster logo is actually a button you can push that gives you a variety of functionality. And then in the case itself, there are some LED lights that show you charge status, as well as the light showing you here, for example, that this ear tip is charging. Now, a criticism is that when it's closed, there are no lights. So when you plug it in to charge it, it's a little clumsy that you have to actually open it up to see if it's fully charged or not. But honestly, if that's your biggest problem with these, you're doing really, really well. Now, it doesn't have active noise cancellation, but they do what they call ambient noise suppression, which to me is just like they hit, they fit in your ears and you're gonna rock and roll and you're gonna put your music up pretty loud probably, so you're not gonna hear anyone around you anyway. But it's not ANC, and so that's different. So now, what I wanna do is I wanna give you a quick demo of the audio recording. Let's see, I think that's the left one. And that's the right one. And I already have them paired with my Apple iPhone 14 Pro, and it immediately started playing music, which I'm going to stop. And I'm going to go into voice recorder. Let's see here. And I'll make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I'm in all recordings, and I'm going to go ahead and switch my audio source in the video. So now what you're hearing is you're hearing the microphone pickup from the Monster Audio DNA Go. And as you can hear, it does a pretty darn good job. In fact, this is perfectly good if you want to go for a walk or take your dog for a walk or do some gardening or just putter around the house or something while you're talking to someone. This is going to work great. If you want to be on a FaceTime or a Zoom or a Microsoft Teams call or something, then you could use these very easily with your computer or your mobile device and actually have much more mobility and be able to walk around, off camera obviously, but walk around while you're participating in a meeting. And I kind of do that a lot on Zoom meetings. Anyway, let me switch my audio back. And really, there's lots to like here. Now, two other factors that are important with these sort of devices is what about latency? And I will tell you, when I use these to watch video on my mobile device, everything stayed in sync, so that was really important. And comfort-wise, the first time I wore these for 4 hours straight without even realizing that they were in my ears for so long. I just sort of put them on, put on some music, and then just focused on what I was doing and lost track of time. Kind of do that sometimes. So the sound quality is really nice. Let's talk about the audio for a bit, because they do have that AptX, which is a higher quality codec. And that's a great thing. They really have a nice, big, rich sound with a great sound stage and a lot of bass, but a lot of nice reproduction. I was listening to some just classic old jazz, and man, it all sounded really good. It was at the level of audio where just sort of you just drift away from the environment you're in and just get into your music. And that's what I'm always looking for. So I'm going to rate these very highly on the audio quality. And in terms of what's in the box, well, first off, really cool looking box. So there's lots there. And that really nice charging cable that's both USB-C and USB-A compatible. The mysterious 9 ear tips in 2 different containers. Still don't really understand why there's 3 empty spaces, but whatever. And then it comes with a cool monster sticker, which is kind of fun. And a little mysterious thing. And it comes with, let me show you this first, instructions. So that's pretty easy, and they did a nice job with the printing here. A lot of times companies print these instructions and there's not a lot of contrast, so they're hard to read. So not a fan of white on black, but they did a nice job, so it actually is very readable. And here's the funny thing, is that it includes a card that tells you to scan this so you can get the app. But when I asked Monster, they actually said, oh yeah, we changed our plans. So you have an early model of these earbuds that suggests you get the app, but we're in fact not going to be developing an app for it. So there you go. If you do end up with a pair that has the reference to the app, don't be surprised if you can't actually download an app to control the functions on the earbuds. But I'll tell you, there's really nothing to control. The only thing you would want to do is adjust EQ, and on modern smartphones, you can adjust EQ through other sources or other apps or even in the OS itself. So you're not missing anything. They just made life a little simpler for themselves, and I appreciate that. So that's really everything I've got for you. I really like these. I like them all the way from the distinctive design to the design of the earbuds to most especially the sound. If I'm going to be going into a noisy environment and I don't want to have ANC for whatever reason, then these are going to be a solid option because they're going to let you get really loud so you can compensate for things. However, that is not generally great for your hearing, so you might want to think carefully about how long you are in an environment like that. Anyway, that's everything except the price. But before we get to the price, I'm going to invite you to actually subscribe to my channel. A click and a tap on that subscribe button, and then a click or a tap on that little bell icon to turn on notifications, and we're connected. And if you found this review helpful, informative, and clear, and honest, then I appreciate a like or a thumbs up. All of that's great stuff. All right, excellent. These are the Monster Audio DNA Go Bluetooth earbuds, and they come in white or black. Obviously, this is black in case you can't figure that out. And they are $79.99 at monsterstore.com. And you can read more specs and all sorts of cool stuff they can do, but mostly simple, great battery life, tons of ear tips to get you the perfect match, and then really solid sound. So not much else to look for in a pair of earbuds, so these are definitely ones to check out. That's all I got. Hope to catch you in my next video.